All right, all right. Oh, whoops. I need to. Oh, I already did Twitter. Okay, never mind. I don't need to do Twitter twice. All right. Moving here. All right, so I'm not sure what I want to draw today, but I know I haven't done like literally any vector. I kind of want to do kind of am thinking of something like accidentally spilled the flour or something. And this one is just loving it. And this one is like, I don't know my choices here. That I think will be my daily rather, my Inktober tonight. So push that off to the side. I want to do some Spookytime. I'm not. I would love to have. This is risky. Drawing trees is risky for me because that's all I end up drawing. So maybe it's Momo with her witch's hat. Maybe Coconut is dressed like a pumpkin. I'll have little pumpkin here maybe, and Gordy, and Boo, and of course floofs everywhere, and pumpkins. Something like that would be cute. It is centered in the composition, but I'm okay with that. So I'm not feeling anything, you know, particularly challenging today, so. And plus, this could be my October. I did upload September. God, did I upload September? Yes, I did. I did. I did. I know I did. I know I did. I need to 100% make sure. All right, so there's that. And this could be my monthly October. And then I was going to do something different. I was actually going to scan my Inktobers and make those, maybe I could make those some walls for the phone, maybe. I don't know. Try and see. So I dropped off, I don't know if they posted. Let me see if they posted. I'm going to drop off Momochi tomorrow at the store that I am doesn't look like they've posted anything about it yet. I dropped off the books, plushies, and so that's going to be in Memorial City Mall, maybe their location downtown in Montrose. I didn't quite know how much to give them, so I just kind of erred on the side of too much. And so I gave them a bunch of plushies and books. I'm still thinking about maybe doing a reading, and I think I'm not sure what event we would coincide that with. Maybe I don't know, something sooner than Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, that's supposed to be a big, shopping time. So maybe something in conjunction with that, or maybe something sooner. I was thinking that I would probably read Illustrated ABCs, because the problem with the comics is that they're so small, and so doing a reading from them, I would possibly need to, and this is something I was looking into, is taking them digitally onto my iPad and then casting on a larger monitor, maybe that I would either bring with me, or if they had one, I don't think they have one, but something like that could possibly be arranged where I could just cast to a smart TV and then read comics that way. But a lot of the comics, especially the first volume, don't have a lot of words, so I have to figure my way around that, because a lot of the characters just emote in those early comics. And still, some of the Fluke ones, they are all emoting, so I'd have to figure out, and I would have to probably just draw inspiration from my mom. She would, one of my favorite books when I was little was The Big Red Balloon, and there was no words. It was just this character with this big red balloon, and she would create a whole story about it, and make it interesting and engaging for me. It was one of my favorite books, and I didn't really even realize until later that there were no words in it. It was all my mom just describing the scenes to me and creating the story. And so I would have to probably draw from that on some of them. But that's still yet to be determined and figured out. And I'm excited about it if it does. Well, gosh, I'll be nervous as heck if it does come to pass. wait for a minute. Actually, I dropped something on my toe and I need to make sure that it's not bleeding. Really messed it up. It's not happy, but it's not big damage beyond repair. Maybe not. Gosh, that hurt. I was drying my hair and I unplugged the hair dryer and the plug just, I mean, just like a beeline straight to my toe, and the contact plug pieces just went right into the knuckle of my big toe. I mean, I couldn't do it again if I you know, had a gun to my head, but yeah, it definitely kind of funny how the craziest, you know, craziest of luck moments can lead to something like that that just hurts so bad. I kinda need to make this guy wider, I think, because if I want a branch like that, gonna do here is I've got probably a split in this guy, and he's gonna go like that. Maybe not that straight out. Maybe I'll do something. Maybe he can curl. Ooh. Be on canvas, but hey. There we go. And just because we were so keen on this side of the tree, I'll go ahead and loop that in there. It's just gonna come down here. Gosh darn it, my toe hurts. Stupid plug. I like to go a little higher than I really need to off the canvas because especially if I'm planning on using this as a wallpaper set, I sometimes have to reorient and use a bit more canvas. I design on the desktop layout, and then from there I can usually grab the square tablet, and then the ones where I usually run into the most issues, especially vertically, are the phone ones. So this one I can already tell, you know, I'll have to go a little bit higher, especially if I want to keep these guys central on the frame. So I already know that's in the works, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and just plan ahead and draw while I have the I don't want to do that. Just want to keep that open, and maybe just because this guy is a little bit around the back. I've got this guy right here that's a root, and then I got a root there, and then that. That's what I think I'll stick with here, although I kind of want another, just a little bit more, because I feel like this tree would be actually probably something. Got all his branches coming over here, so I kind of actually want to have another something sprouting off of this guy. It just doesn't feel balanced yet. Maybe I can bring him over the front. So that was the big to-do yesterday, was dropping off all that stuff, and then later on Sunday, or rather earlier on Sunday, I was getting it all packed together and ready, counting out the pins and stickers and all that good stuff. I'll just save. So if you're just watching a replay or joining in for the first time, what I'm doing is I'm drawing in Adobe Illustrator, and instead of using a lot of different layers, I rely heavily on isolation mode. And what that does is it allows me to work on different layers, different sections, and kind of keep my all of these line art pieces organized. So otherwise I would be, hunting and pecking for different pieces. Usually when I'm doing things like this, and in fact I probably will do this, I tend to group big elements like the trees, characters get their own group, and then I work on them in isolation mode. So if I need to reposition things or edit them a little bit as far as composition goes, I can just pick up the whole thing, color, line art included, and move it around as I need it to be. So now that I said that, I know I want to do that with this tree. So since I have grouped this, I'm going to grab my lasso tool and just come around here and very roughly grab the lines on this tree, and I'm going to deselect the oh, looks like I didn't group that. All right, well, it's I'll fix that in a minute. I'm going to group this. There we go. And now, oh, well, that is grouped. Weird. So now these two have their own sections, and when I want to work on them, I just double tap the group, and I can edit to my heart's content. It also helps when I am working with like depth of field and stuff, if I want to push a tree behind. Like for example, this tree is in front of the crest of this hill, but this one is clearly behind it. So what I'll do is I'll draw probably a little bit more than I need to down here, knowing that this is going to be colored, and cutting it off crisply right there. But to make it easier on me, I'll just do it, and then I'll be able to send this group to the back, so it'll be behind the hill, even physically in the drawing elements. But yeah, it's just a little bit easier when I do it that way, and it just took probably, let's see, maybe I had one tantrum where I lost I lost a piece of what I was drawing and I just could not find it. And that's when I really started using groups in earnest. I do like drawing some trees that just have like they're gripping the ground. I think those are really fun. And again, this guy is really far in the background, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on his details. Because, you know, the further you are in the distance, the less detail shows up. So I don't need to. I don't need to go ham on this one. I don't want to make this. Yeah, no. Keep that behind. My biggest problem when I draw trees is that I just draw trees. I get so involved in the shapes and the details and the textures and the leaves that I often spend most of the stream just drawing trees. I've got to be careful when I choose to draw a tree and I record it. We need to make sure we balance this content. It's so fun. I want to make that one a little bit more knobby. Sharon, hello! Welcome to the stream. Happy Tuesday to you as well. I hope your week is starting off excellent. Just doing some little happy tree time here. Gonna be behind the edge of the hill, so I don't need to pay attention to that, but I feel like he's leaning back and he needs something to catch him, so I'm gonna do a little something there. It certainly has started off interesting. Uh-oh. I hope that's a good interesting and not a And not I'm gonna need a drink at the end of the week interesting. Because I've had a couple of those. And they are not fun. I'm getting kind of lost in my tree here. I know that I have to do, and it's way far behind, so I'm going to go ahead and just be very sketchy on these details of where the actual... This one I'll have to be a little bit more. This guy's going to be behind, he's going to be separated in line art as well. Line art color. So I just need to make sure I've got enough. This comes over into, yeah, that tree is going to be in the vertical foam wallpaper, so I got to make sure he's good. It's I wish those dogs weren't let out when I was walking in front of their house. Oh gosh. Oh dear. I did the I really don't like that when, like, there's a neighbor here that she just lets her damn dogs out all the time, and it's been, there are a couple of times, you know, they'll startle Pete and, you know, get him going, and it's just, once you get him going, it's not good. But I don't like it when people just let them go, and like, they're leash laws for a reason. But yeah, they kind of don't give him peace. They're little ones. They're like I think one is a Shih Tzu, and then there's a Schnauzer, like mix. They're very loud, very neurotic. Yeah, these dogs weren't leashed, and no offense, definitely have some bruises. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did they knock you over? I hope you didn't get bit. Yeah, these, they tried to nom and scratch my leg. Oh god. Thankfully the only brow drawn was under a spot covered by microbreeze and no tear in the fabric. No saliva in my bloodstream either. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's very good that they didn't break the skin and stuff. I mean, so it's like owners like that that give, I mean, a lot of dogs just a bad, I mean, I know I've heard it many places before, but it's like there aren't, no, I mean, if I trace it down, I mean, there are a lot of bad owners and less bad dogs. I mean, the bad dogs are, I think, that way because they were either trained or neglected, and their people just either don't know how to care for them or don't care. The house is in a high-foot oh geez, and so they know, you know, they're in an area that they know people are going to be walking by there, and they're just, yeah. Poor owners. So it's like that. Cozytown is coming. Does Pete go a bit crazy? Yes. He gets put in a bedroom. He doesn't. He's not allowed to participate. I feel bad, but if he was, you know, better with that, then he would be able to stay out. But he's just not. I usually, yeah, indeed, special chill time with the fan on, and you know, so he doesn't get. I mean, the cats will get a little agitated with the constant doorbell and stuff too, but usually I sit out and just, you know, watch a show or something, and I can hear them coming up to the door. But usually everything is over by, I would say sundown, but it's a little bit after that, like 8-ish, 8:30. I usually turn off the lights around like 9-ish, or whenever I run out of candy. I think last year I did run out of candy last year. But it's kind of fun. There's a neighborhood across the way that it's almost like a street party. So the parents and the neighbors, they all put out tables, and I guess that's where they do their trick-or-treating instead of coming up to the door. They have these like little stations, and so the parents are watching, neighbors are watching, and they're kind of, all the kids are going through with their costumes and stuff. Now you don't see that so much here. But we do get quite a few, because there's an apartment complex close by, and they have a lot of kids coming out of that one. And I would say most of them are very well behaved. There are a few that are just not. They just like, you know. And actually, I think last year, usually the ones that do that are like so small they don't know. But there was one, he was with his brother, and his brother maybe was like 11 or 12, and he admonished the younger one. He's like, you don't do that, you take one. And then he, you know, ushered his little sister, who was about the same way up, to get, you know, some candy for herself. I just, The little 11-year-old was, you know, kind of cracking the whip on the smaller ones. It was really cute and so sweet. But another thing that happens is they kind of come in caravans. So like, I guess they'll load up like a minivan or, you know, whatever SUV, and there will be groups that kind of deploy out. They'll find an area that they, you know, okay, a bunch of lights are on, they'll stop, and, you know, everybody will pile out and, you know, trick or treat, and then they'll pile back in and find another area. I thought that was interesting because, like, when I was going trick or treating, it was just it was actually pretty easy because it was like 4 streets, and I lived like here. And so you just walk around these 4 streets. And I think the entirety of this was just about a mile. You know, you'd walk around, and these streets were connected. So it wasn't like, and these streets were connected by a little trail kind of against a field. But, so it was really easy to trick or treat. You only cross this risky street just once. And this, at that point in time, it was a risky street because it was a highway and they hadn't built a bypass. Since then, a big bypass, and I don't know what else they call it, but they essentially made that road mostly obsolete, except for the people that live, you know, in kind of going towards this town over here. But even if you go towards that town, you can use the bypass. So it's a pretty obsolete highway now. And you don't really ever see cars coming down it. But back then, yes, you would get trucks. You have to be very careful, and, you know, just always be careful crossing that. But it was easy because, you know, those 4 streets were connected, and, you know, got pretty good. There was one street at the end that, I want to say it was when Sam's Club came to town, because they started giving out the full-size candy bars, and I was just like, oh my god, I've never seen that before. Never seen full-size candy bars like given out at Halloween. And apparently the kid that lived there, I don't believe he was like 1 grade away from me. And I think the dad had a vending machine company, so that's where the full-size candy bars came from. But yeah, I remember going in there and, you know, getting those, and I was like, oh. And then there was a popcorn ball house that was my bus driver. I can't remember her name, but she did the fancy colored popcorn balls that were really awesome. She does all different colors, and those were fun. Yeah, that was definitely the house to go to. Yeah, I think at the end of the trick-or-treating, I would always go and dump my candy and sort it out. And I would sort out, what would I do? I know I'd sort it. I kind of sort chocolates and then like Skittles type, you know, tart, sweet, that type. I'd sort out the chocolates, and I'd sort out the things that I hated. I didn't like those peanut things, those marshmallow peanut things. And I didn't really like the peanut butter, the ones that were in orange and black wrappers. I really didn't like those, so I always sorted those out, and loved the Skittles. Skittles were always on the top of the list. I need to group this tree. It's getting to the point where it's going to get ridiculous if I don't. Yeah, let's go ahead and group that little tuft of grass in there too. There we go. Now let's get these guys sorted. Those two, since I don't, whoops, need them for long. I just need to have them easily accessible. I need to unsubscribe from this one. Do that here? No. I have to wait until it says, or just go in and physically unsubscribe. I've stopped using that stock photo company because they were really trash. Here I was, when my friend's daughters were really young, I went with them trick-or-treating dressed as Happy Paper. And they were kind of Happy's guardians. They would not let any other kids make fun of Happy. And they're like, what is this? What are you? They would explain it. Explain who Happy was. And then, you know, kids didn't like him. They would defend Happy. It was just like, they're so cute. I pushed my, nope, I didn't push the, that was at a point in time where the youngest one, she believed Happy was real, and she you know, Happy doesn't speak like a language. He just kind of emotes and kind of coos and you know, says yay and hi. I think those are the only ones he knows. And she was determined to teach him English. And she got so frustrated when, oh yeah, that was cute. I think I'd have to talk to her. I think she called a couple times. She wanted to talk to Happy, so I'd have to talk to her in Happy's voice on the phone. still have some pictures from that night. I don't think I have video. I really want to, yeah, no, this will be enough. I just need to finish my thought over here. And my phone is going to be, layout is going to be here. So this is the only tree that's going to play into that. This one I don't need, come on. I kind of want to go ahead and extend a little bit more, but I'll just do that quickly enough. In the history of cute costumes, have the characters ever dressed up as each other? Ooh. No, I don't think so. That would be funny though. That could be like the Floofs dressing up as evil landlord. I can totally see that. And like, you know, bringing coffee, and I could see a lot of that. I think I usually just have them, like I've done like the series with Coconut. She was a latte, she was a pumpkin, she was spicy, and she was like a nutmeg nut or something. I've had Momo dressed up as different gaming characters. Hey Dee, welcome to the stream. That would be really cute though. I could totally see them kind of trolling EL with that. It's this. Oh, I was drying my hair this morning, and I unplugged the dryer, and in some fluke of I don't know how, but the plug fell to the floor and just right smack into my big toe, and it was the plug end, so the metal plug pieces, and it still hurts. So I couldn't do it again if I had to. It wouldn't happen. But at that moment in time, apparently it needed to happen. It needed to just absolutely trash my toe. But yeah, it's one of those big plugs too, for the hair dryer. Just a big fat old plug, and then just right on the top of my toe. All right, so I've spent how many hours? I've spent a whole hour on trees. So let's save. And I did, this tree back here is finished. It's not, it's just 50% because I want to remember that I want to push him back and make him a different line art color. So I could just do, why don't I just do 100% and then just maybe like, there we go, like maybe not that light of gray, but yeah, that gray will work, and I'll remember. And then now I can actually work on characters. I need to start watching my Halloween marathon of movies. I did Tremors not long ago. I need to do Trick or Treat, and I'm saving Hocus Pocus for Halloween night. I'll probably do The Worst Witch then too. Like the original one with Tim Curry. I know Netflix, I think, did some sort of a remake, or I don't know. But no, the one I watch is Tim Curry's. And with Fruzia Balk, I think that's her name. I feel like I watched The Craft. I think I watched The Craft like last year, so. What else is on my trick-or-treat list for Halloween movies? I want to find a good new horror movie, but I kind of watched Great Pumpkin. Aw, I need to watch that. Is that the one where no, that's the Thanksgiving. Snoopy does the popcorn and the toast for Thanksgiving dinner, I think, on that one. I usually, when I was little, I'd watch those two together. I guess that one's okay. I watched, I did Halloween Town last year. It's not, I mean, I liked it. It was cute, but I didn't really feel like I want to add it. It doesn't have the nostalgia for me because I didn't watch it when I was little. So I'm not sure if I'd want to add it to the mix, but I may. Been making my way rewatching Harry Potter. I'm on and some of these I haven't seen since like the first time I watched them, like 2 and 3. The one I watched the most is 4 because that one's my favorite, and I've seen that plenty of times. But the I swear I think I only saw 2 maybe in the theater. Maybe same with 1, and I think it was honestly the same with 3. The first several movies I really had only seen once, and I know I've only seen Deathly Hallows once leading up to this viewing, so a lot of the things I just couldn't remember. Didn't watch the last of the Harry Potter movies until a couple of years ago. Yeah, I think if I recall right, I want to say that I slacked off on watching them too. I don't think I watched them in the theater. Maybe I can't remember if I watched them in the theater. I don't think I did for some reason. On the books, it took me forever to get through 5, but then 6. I don't think I've reread 6 and 7 beyond the first time that I read them. And so, I mean, some of the events are kind of garbled, and maybe with popcorn as Thanksgiving, still bothered by Woodstock at the end with the turkey and wishbone. Yeah, that is kind of not good. I'm kind of stuck in the same way with, yeah, I can't really have these guys doing any pumpkin carving because of Bordy and Little Pumpkin. So I'm thinking like, okay, I gotta do something different. And, here's a little hat. And we need, is she gonna have, I usually give her a cape, but let me get her tail in here so I don't forget her tail. What else do I need to watch? I don't really feel like arachnophobia is Halloween, even though it's kind of, you know, probably shouldn't have erased her hat back there, but we'll just go with it for a minute. I've got coconut over here I've got to work on. Let's just get her paws here, and then we need to do her little cape. Maybe her cape is like flying up. Oh yeah, I like that. So I can have the tail there. I just need to make sure. So if her cape is flying back like that, I just get rid of this part of her tail and make sure that, you know, this edge just stays here. Maybe I'll put a pumpkin there. Halloween tree. No, is that new or is that an oldie? I may have her holding something, but I'm not sure what right now. Not in the early 90s, animated based off a Ray Bradbury story with Leonard Nimoy. Ooh, that sounds right up my alley. I love Ray Bradbury. I loved it. I think probably my favorite. I mean, Fahrenheit 451 was one I read over and over again, but I love the short stories in Illustrated Man. I thought that one was really super. But I haven't read that one nearly as much. I think I'll leave her shadow in there just in case. And then let's group. Alright, so now let's get to pumpkin coconut. This is why I said I shouldn't have erased that, because I'm thinking I might move her over a little bit and then have coconut right here and have Boo the Ghost. We'll see. I just need to draw coconut right now. I'll have to look that one up. Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna be in a pumpkin, but I need to have her body like to make sure I have it right, just to make sure that her legs and arms are in the right spot and her tail. Alright, so she's got a pumpkin hat on. Might have to group this separately and do it separately here. There's supposed to be a new, like, I guess it would be categorized as a slasher film, but it, like, with this, I forget what the name is, but it's like this new character, Freddy the Clown or something. Is it Freddy? But I'm like, I've read reviews and people are like, it is super ultra gory, and I'm just like, I don't know if I don't know. I mean, because I watched the, what was the one with the guy that played Hopper? He was Santa, but Santa was like, it was like a beat 'em up, cut 'em up type deal, but oh god, Holy Night, Knight or something. But so he played like a Santa, but the myth of Santa is kind of like, because he was like a Viking warrior in like his previous life or whatever, like before he became Santa, and then he was chosen to be Santa because of that. And then he goes about like saving this little girl. But that was like, the violence was so over the top, it was kind of funny, like, you know, something Final Destination style. But there's, I don't know, I just have to, when it's almost to the farcical and comedy level, like Final Destination, then I can, you know, watch those. But if it's just really dark and gory, I usually can't do those. To make this pumpkin a little, yeah, it's a little, and I think I need to tip the hat a little bit. And then I need to figure how I'm gonna let her ears pop out of this thing, because her ear probably needs to come out like right there. Looks like a big nest. But now I need to get her pumpkin costume here. And then let's draw her legs where they should be, and then I should be okay with how they are coming out of the costume, and that should work. And then this is where her arms are going to be. The opening right here. She's holding Momo's hand. Maybe that's what it is. I like that. So she's got her shoulder out of the pumpkin costume. I'm gonna have to draw long lines for this, I think, just to make sure they connect and look right. All right, let's see if I did this right. I'm going to start erasing. And I can step back easy enough if I did too much or didn't do it right. And now the problem here is that the back of the pumpkin, okay, so I can go ahead and take care of that. There we go. And then her leglet is there. And then this needs to be here, and I need to draw maybe a little neck to show that this is a, I think I'll just, yeah, fill that in like that. Yeah, it's I have to, especially if I'm doing costumes and stuff, Dee, it really helps me to actually draw the character out as they normally are, so I can say, you know, I can really look and say, hey, okay, that's where, you know, her arm is going to be, this is where the costume needs to be. And especially on tricky ones like this with the pumpkin costume, because I have to be sure, like, for example, this opening for her arm, it needs to come down and actually be big enough for her arm to fit through, not just, you know, to be one continuous piece, and that helps me figure that out. And, you know, like where her tail is, and this part with her ears, that's a tricky deal. And, you know, I want to be sure that, so like, I naturally want to draw a line down like this, but I don't quite like that tangent there, so I'm gonna probably just come up and skate like that, maybe not. feel like this part of the pumpkin needs to be more exaggerated here. So let's kind of bring it up over like that maybe. So here's the tricky part, is the hat on her head. So I need to, all right, I am erasing most of her ear and her face in this place right here. So let me go ahead. This ear is behind the top of the hat. And I need to figure out, I'm going to leave that for a minute because I know I have to, it's sitting on her head and her hat is going to probably cut a little bit here with her ear. So I need to, and I've got to adjust her whiskers too. Just the hat, just the whiskers. Whiskies. There you go. And then I can come up here and grab these. I think this will be right. I just erased this. That shows that you're going through this hat piece. And then I think I need to edit this here because it's kind of, it needs to curve around. I didn't do a good job here. There we go. And now I can just erase. Alright, so ear is coming up there, and let's get out of this and see how that looks. I'm going to have to move this whisker. Maybe just make them super exaggerated. Let's just make them bigger. Now I need to deal with this piece right here. So here I need to erase some of the hat because this ear is poking up through the hat. There's that, there's the ear. And now I need to figure out how this ear is. I think probably the magic is right there. As you can see this piece, and then when I go in and erase this ear, erase that here and here and here. I'm going to put her whiskers back in. I just want to be sure I have this right. Sitting on top of her head. Yeah, she's cute. I kind of don't want that little piece there. I think it may be better here. I feel like her arm needs to be a little shorter. Move that up there, and I'm going to move her little shoulder spot, make it smaller. I don't like, I think I'll just go ahead and leave that a little bit. Yeah, she's cute. Dressed like a pumpkin. Alright, so that one's down. And then I need to come back, I need to hit save first of all. And let's get, I think I wanted floofs and I wanted Little Pumpkin and Gordy in here. So I'm gonna have, if I have Boo over here, Boo might be out of the picture for, like Little Pumpkin is here, I know that, and then I had floofs, and I was thinking about other pumpkins here. Smooth out your tootsies. Here we go. Alright, there's Boo the Ghost. Or maybe I'll put Gordy down here with a floof and then Little Pumpkin over here. Maybe I'll put a floof in the background here and of course over here. Little Pumpkin is cute. I like him. push this behind, but I don't know how that'll look. Let's see if we can 40. Alright, I got them put together here. Oh, Floof is missing a foot. There we go. I have a Floof missing a foot now. I want to redo this expression a little bit. Alright, so that's them. Delete that. I kind of want to make the whole thing smaller so I got more room, which means I have to draw more trees. Although I did draw a lot of these trees already, so go into this and get this little Floof in here because he's gonna be sneaky. Because I want to join in the fun. Welcome to the stream. Okay. I need something over here. Let's make it easy and just have a floof right here. And maybe a little floof running. Do the little floof running. Whoops. And then maybe big floof. And then I need to make this entire thing smaller. Probably extend my pathway here. And again, I'm keeping everything intact like this. I've got all of these characters in groups, so I can easily move them around if I need to. Yeah, that's cool for him. Yeah, that's cool for him. And I'm going to delete that. I think I can get rid of my sketch now. Let's drag this out so it's not in the way anymore. Let's get rid of that. My ice cream scoops. I've got a little floof in the background there. I've got that tree faded out. I will do some vague tree shapes, but no line art for that. Just, it is what it is. And okay, so I'm gonna do last little floof right here. Maybe this one's concerned at how this one is just running crazy, so I'll do a little bit of a concerned floof. Maybe he doesn't need to be concerned. Maybe he just needs to be chilling. Maybe he does need to be concerned. All right. Alice. I'm glad you like it. I've realized it's, you know, almost all the way through December and I've not drawn like an official it's December, October. I haven't drawn an official Halloween illustration for this year. So I wanted to get going with that because I know if I don't do it, it just won't get done. So, which of course makes sense because if I don't do it, it won't get done anyway. So I don't. Let's just make this a tiny bit smaller so I can have more action in the frame. Now I'm glad there we go. I'm really kind of glad that I went through and drew extra tree, but here I didn't draw enough tree, so let's fix this. Let's boop, 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 boop. I'm going to do a little grass over there, and let's break this up with some grass too. Go. There we go. Alright, so I got extra tree. I want to go ahead and I'm going to bring that up a little bit, and I'm just going to close this out like a silhouette. I want to show it going past this tree. And just kind of going. Even though this isn't going to be seen again, I want to make sure that I have my ducks in a row. In case for some reason I do need to extend it over here, then I won't have to get back into what the hell am I doing with this tree space. I just fix it now and have it ready to go in case he's needed. And we're all good. Alright, I need to bring could release this as a coloring page. That would be fun. I want this thing to fall off. Clearly. There we go. we go. Love how it's looking. Have to head off to worky social gathering. Have all you too, Sharon. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of your Tuesday and a lovely work gathering lunch-ish. Actually, it would be, yeah, I don't know if it's lunch, but have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Alright, so I have a whole mess of line art here. I think I could move these guys down and make them a little bigger. I'm obviously going to have, well, not obviously, I haven't drawn any of them, but I'm going to have leaves kind of flowing around, but it's going to be non-line art. It's just going to be the little color specks, and then I'll have them, you know, all around the ground, but that's something I'm going to do after I have all of the art and coloring finished. And I'm thinking I'm good on her cape because it's going back behind her body like that, and I do need to save. All right. And then of course this one right back here, that one's going to be on a different color of line art. Doing a little bit more, shouldn't do it, but no. Now I feel like it gives them more room though. Guess I could put a couple of these in here. And then if I want to do a coloring page, I can just fill in the overlapping bits, like Gordy. I can fill in that one. I can fill in these guys, and Coco and Momo, and that'll be fine. Clean this up a little bit too. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and call the stream there. I got done what I was supposed to get done, which is excellent. And this will be, I'll do this as an official wallpaper too, so I'll have a cut right there. I could also have a character cut right here, a wallpaper there, and these guys are pretty central, so they should fit on a single vertical for the phone. Definitely everybody will fit on the, I'll probably cut the, I might add a little bit up high so I could get everybody right here in on the tablet version. But yeah, I like that. Felt good to draw some trees. But yeah, I think I'll call the stream there, and I may release this as a coloring page. Probably do that. I don't know if I'll do that tonight. I'll get that done. Got a couple other things to do too. So let's go to ending screen. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back on Thursday with comics, and I'll be doing a Halloween comic. Probably the next 2 or 3 will be Halloween comics. Don't know what to do now. I've got a TV. Oh, not watch it. Really? Maybe game on it. There you go. You can hook it up to Steam maybe. That could be an experience. I'm gonna go get some lunch, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thank you, Dee, Sharon. I know you're gone, but thank you so much for stopping by. Chris, thank you for stopping by. Any other lurkers I have in chat? Take care, and I'll see you next time. Oh, that's nice. Might parsec my main PC from, oh, cool. That could be, gosh. I don't think I've ever played a game on that big of a screen. I mean, the biggest that I played Kingdom Hearts on a regular size TV and a couple of those, but you know, beyond that, I've never actually. Gosh, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go get some lunch for now. Thank you guys again for joining me, and I'll see you next time.